Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Alpine Slopes. So, last week, I mentioned how, I apologized for missing an episode and all that, and mainly that was because I had COVID, and, not missing an episode, but missing a couple days, and that's mainly because I had COVID, and, well, we are building a Aero hypercoaster. And if you guys made it all the way to the end of the videos, which I highly suggest you do, just so you guys can get a full look at the entire coaster. B, I sometimes hint a tiny bit at what's coming next in the park. But at the end of the last episode, I hinted how the ride that the roller coaster we were going to be building, because I missed because of COVID, because I had COVID, what I was gonna build a roller coaster, and I built a Aero hypercoaster, which was not just my only. It wasn't just my idea. At the end of the video, like I mentioned, if you stay to the end, you guys may get something. I think some sneak peeks. Well, Coaster Creations TV, and I'll pull the comment up right now. It just smashed, the prediction of what roller coaster we would be building. I mentioned how the manufacturer was defunct and it didn't have any inversions. Maybe that was a little bit too much, but of a help. Maybe it could have been like a GCI wooden coaster, but besides that, maybe I gave a little bit too many hints. But he guessed right away. He guessed Aero, Morgan, or GF Vanilla, which are still all really good guesses, but I, sorry, cough, ended up going with the Aero, hyper for the main fact is, Morgan hypers just seem like they don't have airtime, they just seem boring and slow, and G Vanilla hypers are kind of the same thing, and I wanted this to kind of be the park's, well, at least until there was, actually modern stuff, which I don't even know if this park will ever get to that, to that point, but at some point, this was the park's, big, this was the park's big coaster. This is what everybody was fearing. I kind of mimicked, this. What I had the most problem with is this turnaround, because I kind of wanted to have it inspired by, the one on Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point, but then I ended up doing something similar to this, what we have now, but this is not the final rendition of it. But I ended up going something a little bit more on the lines of what they had the turnaround for on the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. My apologies, and I'm really proud of this because it really feels like an Aero coaster. It feels janky. It doesn't feel like the smoothest coaster of all, and it feels like it was before they actually had computer generated coasters, so they didn't know what's going to be too intense and what wasn't. The only unrealistic part of this coaster is the 4 Gs it pulls on the turn, the bottom of the the first hill, which curves out into a turn. It kind of hits 4 Gs there, but besides that, basically everything's kind of realistic except maybe some extreme airtime, which I'm never against extreme airtime. But yeah, this series, I'm officially gonna try to make this come out every single week. And also, just to make sure that we don't, run it, this entire series, I'm gonna try making these videos maybe shorter to maybe have this series last a little bit longer, because I don't know if I mentioned in the last episode, I have a feeling I didn't. I was gonna mention it to another creator, but I ended up not doing it. I think we're kind of close to the completion of this park. besides the, like, I need to improve the area around the hyper coaster, but besides that, like, I have a few coasters I still want to add, but in terms of coasters, we're basically done. All I want to do is add a GCI, like, one more, not like one like Gold Striker, but one more like Mystic Timbers. My apologies, that I like kind of stuttered on that one. And then I also want an old school B&M, which is gonna be our inversion thing, our inversion monster, which is probably only gonna have 3 inversions, which I'm still I find it weird how we don't have this mega like looper in this park. We currently have nothing that goes upside down, so I feel like a old school B&M would really fit the piece. But I'm gonna stop talking right now, let you guys enjoy the music, and I will be back in a little bit. Okay guys, I am back. I first wanted to point out that this is definitely not what the coaster is going to look like in the future, but and in the next episode we're going to be focusing on the terrain and well, not necessarily the terrain, but the like, it's this tunnel down here, and also the like plants and trees around the actual coaster. because it just doesn't look the greatest back here. But I really think this could be like kind of a terrain coaster, but not necessarily. It just like it goes through the forest, and it like when you're at the entrance, you could see like the tips of the tip of the coaster just peeking out of the I honestly don't even know, the horizon, I guess. And it would just give a great, like from that front gate, you'd get a great view of the park. And I'm really glad I ended up going with the arrow. It was definitely no, like, I was never second guessing like doing the arrow. I just think it was just a better option than any like other like hyper. Even like a B&M, I think the arrow is a little more older, because I want to give this park the feeling that I think I tried to give this park a storyline, but I think I've given up on that. But I want to give this park the feeling that, because yeah, I think I can actually go back and check. I'm not 100% sure on the storyline, but I kind of want to give this park the old school feel. Like, they have some new coasters. The like Impulse is like the newest thrill coaster, and the Mack is the newest coaster, which came a couple years ago, and we're looking at something new, and maybe that something new is the GCI wooden coaster, which I'm actually have my heart set that I will have a GCI wooden coaster. I'm gonna admit something to you guys. Before I build a roller coaster in this park, I pre-plan it in the park. I build it, I delete it, I start recording, and then I go ahead and actually build it on camera in the final revision that you guys are going to see on the camera, and what's going to stay in the park. And where this arrow hyper is the location that the old GCI wooden coaster, like not twisted, honestly I don't even remember the name right now. I'm sorry. The GCI at Kings Island, my apologies. It's 11:30. I'm tired. But like also Coaster Creations TV also made this incredible sign for us, and I'm really, really glad he did it. And it looks really nice, even when I changed the colors. But what I was saying, that was actually where we have the current coasters, actually where the GCI was gonna go. And this entire boardwalk area was supposed to be on the other side. I just didn't know how to do it, and I decided to change it. But we are heading to the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. And come back next week while we finish the station and the surrounding terrain to the park. And I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.